Yeah. That shit's pissed, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all Mr. Steve Salmonek right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, it's so funny listening to those songs, man, because like I can picture it being played through the PA at the Modern Exchange. Like when you guys were like working on it. I remember like I've told you this before, like we were talking outside of the Modern, you were like, yeah, we've been over it because you went to what, Nick Sampson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we
I
did.
remember
We
you
recorded
talking
that with
about
Nick
like,
Sampson, which was a fucking treat, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's gone on to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all he
he's
does now. I mean, he's a full-time producer. He's really made a name for himself, man. Like
yeah,
he even told us too, like we were the first metal band like that he ever recorded. And it was funny because like our manager at the time like was giving out demos to reps and whatever, and people thought it was sweet, but he like Eric, our manager at the time, he told us that every person asked us like, where the fuck did they record? we were
yeah,
like,
Nice.
we recorded with fucking Nick Sampson. Like,
Gotta talk
yeah.
to
Because that
Samson.
that era though, like if you think about how production was, like it's ahead of its time, really. You know what I mean?
well, dude, I'm telling you, he was doing some shit. That's like, dude, okay, I'm about to be 35. I think I was like 18 when I recorded that.
Yeah,
That was some time ago, dude. And he was doing some shit back then that like
yeah,
just the way he was working with Cubase and like he was recording like two tracks at a time and one was like compressed and one was uncompressed. And it was like the uncompressed one he wanted to see like where his edits were like being made and like I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like
right, right.
obviously he knew what the fuck he was talking about and he made the shit sick.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
he was a shredder of a guitar player. Is a shredder
Yeah,
of a guitar
yeah,
player,
dude.
and then was in I Am Abomination, right? And
Yep.
which was not the guitar player he was, but it was, like because they had their chops too, even though they were kind of, I don't want to genre-rise them or whatever you want to say, uh, pop punkish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
could
no,
like
they're dope.
technical guitar player, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he's really, really good at guitar for sure. And I remember my other friend, Zach Paberski, he wound up joining them for a little bit too, and he just didn't want to tour. And like he's so good at guitar, and like he was just like, yeah, but I just don't want to go on tour. And I was like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, that can be the make or break though,
dude,
right?
let me shred like you. I want to go on tour. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, so actually, let's back up just a second. So the official introduction of Jake, oh, is it O'Shaughnessy? Am I saying that
yep,
right? All right. From all kinds of different projects, which we'll talk about.
Yeah,
But
I'm
good
glad
to
you
have you
said
on,
it because
dude.
I was gonna fuck up
yeah.
his
Thanks for
last name.
having me.
You know what I think about when I hear your name? I think about Key and Peele. Have
Yeah, I
you heard
know.
that before?
Good. Oh yeah, I also get Jake from State Farm a lot too.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get that for sure.
They
Yeah.
uh they should be giving me a fucking free
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
policy
you
for
need a
years
cut.
for how many times I've heard that one. I
Yeah.
could be the spokesperson for it.
For sure. What was I going with that? Oh yeah, so like you were talking about Zach and not wanting to go on tour versus go on tour. When you went on tour for the first time, what was your first like impression? Like, okay, this is kind of how I thought it would be, or not at all, you know?
Dude, so the first tour that I ever went on was with a band called Those Who Lie Beneath.
Yeah.
And they were kind of they put out one album and like they didn't really do a bunch of stuff. But I played with them. Funny enough, a show with He the Deceiver at the Modern Exchange, and it was Those Who Lie Beneath, Chelsea Grin, and like a couple other bands, whatever. Their tour came through, and the drummer from Those Who Lie Beneath was like, "Yo, let me get your number." I'm like, "All right, cool." A few months later, dude, he just like texted me. He's like, "Yo, can you go on this tour?" And I thought initially he was like, "Can He the Deceiver like go on tour and like
Oh,
open
right.
the tour?"
Right. You're
And
like,
I
yeah,
was
we'd
like,
love
"I
to.
don't know." I was like, "Let me ask the boys." And he's like, "No." He's like, "I mean, like you fill in for me because I'm quitting Those Who Lie Beneath." And I was like, I
Right.
mean, sure, I'll try. I learned the songs wherever flew out there to Oregon and did like a full US with And Hell Followed With was on the tour, so that was cool because I
Yeah, I
knew those
remember when
guys.
you did that.
And so yeah, it was definitely not at all probably what I thought it would be. Obviously, just because we were in a van
Yeah.
and just sleeping on floors, never once got a hotel.
No.
Oh,
Fuck
Oh,
no, dude. It was a rough ride, but it needed to be done, for
yeah.
yeah,
me.
that's
Just like
the blood, sweat, and tears behind it
yeah,
all, right?
just to get at least one crazy like super DIY type run over with, just to see what it's like. But I mean, it was a good time. I learned a lot.
When you say now too, like back then, it was just straight up laying on a van floor or on a van seat. Now you got like these elaborate setups where dudes are making like bunks and they got like the AC mounted, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they've came a long way in the
So
traditional van living.
yeah, for sure. So after I toured with a couple other bands over the years, and then I got in my other band, Gift Giver, we actually bought like a 15 passenger like extended like Chevy 3500 van, and that's what we did. We built bunks in there, and so we could sleep four people, like two up top and two below. And then I actually had like some chargers and some LED lights that we wired
Yeah.
up to go like back under the bunk and shit. It was
Nice.
tight. It wasn't super clean living, but at the same time, a couple of us had black cards at from like Planet Fitness,
Yeah.
and so we
That's
could
the
get
ticket.
like we I could get in and then bring someone in with me. So we were still at least showering every day at that point.
Yeah, that's
We're sleeping in the
crucial.
van, but we're still showering every day.
Even if you could literally just rinse off, you didn't have soap,
Yeah,
it would still be worth it.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we had a good thing going, dude. We had a routine down. We'd sleep in Walmart. We'd
Yeah.
drive to the next show, go to Planet Fitness, go to Load In, all that shit. It was
I
cool.
remember like well, like these early videos of these bands like going into Walmart, they'd be like eating the food inside, so they didn't have to pay for it when they come out,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've done that for sure. Plenty of times. My I used to always grab one of those like Italian pinwheels,
Oh yeah.
and then I just walk through the aisle and just smash it,
Right.
and fucking put the container in the shelf, and just be like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Who was telling me? I don't know if it was Tim or Greg, and they were talking about like the Dweller, splitting like a four-piece nug, like no money, just making it work.
Yeah, there were some rough times with Dweller on the road for sure. I mean, like, it just boils down to being an early band, but
Yeah.
there was definitely times when I can remember one really hard conversation we had. I think we were in Texas or something, and we had like $800 like as a band, which is nothing. And we're
Right.
just like, do we just call it a day and drive home right now?
Right.
Or do we just fucking keep carrying on and
Right.
just
Hoping that the
and
next
just
one might
hope
bring
that
it
we
in.
sell a bunch of shirts in the next couple days or whatever? And
Yeah. How were those shows too? Like, and just in your bands in general with touring, would you say like, was one show 10 people and then the next show you'd have, a packed house and you're like, there's no predictability. Just
um I will say on some of the more DIY type touring that I've done, it was definitely always questionable.
yeah,
But there were tours that I've gone on to where like I knew at least there would be at least minimum 100 people a night, which is
yeah,
still cool,
yeah,
but
that is cool.
But yeah, there's definitely been I've been in both scenarios where it's either a complete mystery or I know at least a little bit of it's going to be sweet the whole time for sure.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the touring that I've done, I've toured with like Sworn In quite a
Yeah.
few times between Dweller and Gift Giver. I think I've probably toured with those guys like 3 or 4 times, and I've always known like on those tours, man, it's always been a really good time because Sworn In always would draw good. So I
Yeah.
kind of knew like, hey, I'm going on tour with like Sworn In and Barrier. I was like, this is gonna be sweet. You know what I mean?
Um, oh man, what yeah, I'm thinking about something there.
What's
Oh,
that?
I was thinking too, like when we would do these shows, don't you think it helps too, like especially and a tour is a perfect example because usually it's, a band invites you on or you invite a band on, you set up your lineup, but even like
Yeah,
the early days when like we were playing locally with you guys and those bands, once those bands all individually had a following of a sense, you were guaranteed. I mean, look at the Modern. We local shows, we sold the Modern out all the time, you
yeah,
know,
Yeah. Yep.
which is kind of rare, you know what I mean? Or like Rack and Roll. Like I don't ever remember being like, dude, there's only two people here, like like it was
yeah.
always like I never looked at it that way. I was always like, I'm gonna melt that guy's face right there in the front, you
Yeah.
know.
It was always a
Dude, the
party.
Rack and Roll was a dope venue, man. That
I loved Rack and Roll.
playing there all the time was always fun. I remember the sound guy. I think his name was like Steve.
Yeah,
Like he was a cool ass dude, man. He always had good lights, good sound,
yeah.
and
He'd
there was a
always be
few
trying to
times we
tell you to
played there
turn
where
your
it was
shit
like
down.
pretty packed out. You know?
Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
tell you to turn your shit down. Hey, this ain't Pearl Jam. Turn it
Yeah, he
down.
told us that. And then we would turn
Yeah,
our shit back up.
that's funny.
Yeah, I was talking to I don't know if you've seen on my Facebook or if you follow him, but Tiny, the guy that used to promote a lot of the shows there, Tim Cook is his name. He's a big guy,
Yeah,
bald
yeah,
head.
yeah.
So
And he
he's
started. He
doing
used to work at Simon's too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's got his own thing going now. It's like Masterpiece Theater, and he does like a metal hour basically, or I think it's an hour, kind of like midnight metal, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember him talking. He was just talking about that sound guy to me like I don't know a month ago or something, just reminiscent. But the only time I ever got to see Dweller with the lineup with you, Tim, Greg, uh, Ryan, and at the time actually no, I didn't get to see Tim. I got to see who replaced Tim.
Mike was it Mike G or Kyle?
It was Kyle. It wasn't Mike.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I left work and was like somehow still on the clock and got to see you guys play. And then I was telling Sean, I'm like, dude, I jammed. I wore the reality vector out. No lie. I'm like,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
this is good.
Hell yeah. Yo, you know what's funny is so I work for like a water company and I set people up with like water coolers and dispensers and the 5 gallon jugs and shit.
Yeah.
So I was working back down in Trenton like last year and I saw the strip mall where the rack and roll was and I was like, damn, I'm about to go check it out. Let me just see what's in there. So the rack and roll is like a big ass physical therapy place now, dude. It's
Oh, really?
insane. You
Yeah.
walk in there and they got like all these machines. It's all open, a whole open floor. And I just think about like I was in there and I'm just like, man, I used to fucking shred with my dogs
Yeah.
up in
Yeah.
Hell
this
yeah.
room. And like now it's just some physical therapy place where people are tossing medical ball or medicine balls and shit like back and forth and like pulling on like a rowing machine and like they don't even understand like
Right.
what
What
we
went
used to
down?
like
How it
what
was.
went down there.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And so like I wound up getting them too for a contract.
Oh,
So
nice,
I
dude.
signed them
That's
up for
cool.
some water there, but like it's just crazy to walk in there and just see like a front desk and like whatever, you know.
Right. The boxing ring's gone.
Yeah, it's
The,
all
right,
gone, dude.
the
Yeah, I'm
It's
over
cooked.
there. I'm over there once in a while doing some grocery shopping at Concessi's. It's like the little market.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never been in there. I should go in there. I've always wanted to.
Oh yeah. It's like it's a cool mom and pop. Like they
Yeah,
have a lot of
it's
stuff that
nice.
you can't get at just regular stores.
Yeah, they have a lot of cheese, like all the cheese
Yeah.
that you could ever want.
Hell yeah, dude. you can't ever go wrong with too much cheese.
No.
Never.
I've been I think I've actually been hand shredding my Parmesan lately. And
Nice.
it literally makes such a difference. Like I can't even comprehend it. Like
Really?
yeah, you can get the shit in the bottle and dump it out, but nah, man, if you take an actual block
Yep.
and you
I've heard that. I've heard it is better. I just cheated on a macaroni
way
uh
better.
what do you call it? Macaroni and cheese recipe like last week, and I bought shredded instead of shredding it myself, and I was disappointed. I'm like, I should have made it fresh.
Yeah, dude, you have to.
Do you know what a mandolin is as far as like slicing?
Yes, I have one, and my wife makes me use it for her every single time because she's too scared to use it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It is this her in the feed? Just curious. We'll give a shout out to her.
Um,
There's
Run,
someone on here that's so proud of you, just so you know.
run.
hold on, I got it pulled up on my actual PC. Hold
She
on.
says cheese is life. If it is
Is
it
it
Jen?
Fralian? Is it Fralian Bing?
Run Gen 7.
Yeah, I think that's my wife. And then Fralian Being is my bass player in Redlord. That's Rory.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, what's up, man? Been a long time since I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, he said, "There you go. It's your boy Roy reporting to you live." Yo, he's such a funny guy, man. He's so talented. I fucking feel so lucky to honestly have him as my bass player, dude. He's sick.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I noticed just when I was going to Tim's and would track stuff, and then you guys were at the same time going back and forth. But I've always loved Warwick basses too, and I know he's a Warwick guy.
Dude, he is a Warwick guy.
Yeah.
Don't even get on the topic with him.
I wonder if he's like a
He's got a wall of Warwicks ready to
really.
show you, dude. Yeah, oh yeah.
I wonder if he's like a Ryan Martini fan, like Mudvayne, because that guy
Oh,
was
that's his
he was
favorite bass player.
really.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, that's
yep.
he's good, dude. And I don't play bass, but I know talent when I see it. So yeah, shout out to Warwick bassist. Um,
Oh, shit.
yeah, it's a
I see what's going on now.
oh now we right we're getting it now. So yeah, so let's see. In that band, those how do you say that name again?
Those who lie beneath.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like the movie. You know, like there's a movie like that lies beneath, I think maybe. But
Yes. Yeah, what lies beneath? That's
what
what
lies beneath?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But so that band turned into another band though,
Yeah,
Viagra.
dude. So I filled in for them, whatever. I'm 19 years old. Now it's fucking 15, 13, 14 years later. Now they're in a band called Vitriol.
Yes.
And it's the bass player and the main guitarist from Those Who Lie Beneath are in Vitriol. And actually, the bass player recently exited the band, but it's so now it's just Kyle and their drummer. They just literally play as a two-piece live, and they're still going on insanely
That's cool.
tours and shit. Like, and they're on
Yeah.
Century Media too. But what was
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool is we played Redlord played Chaos and Carnage last year, and Vitriol was on the show. And I randomly like went up into the staging area for like the gear and stuff in the bike room where like that pool table is or whatever. I don't know, but he was just sitting on the couch, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, what's up, man? Like I haven't seen him since that tour. I was talking to Adam, and he was like, Jake O'Shaughnessy, and I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, what's up, man? And like, I was just like, it's sick to see you still out here, grinding
Yeah.
and everything.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
They're nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, staying true to the roots for sure.
Have you seen that video that they put out where they get him and Adam or him and Kyle get their backs pierced and they get like suspended and
Oh
shit?
no, I don't think I
It's
have.
Oh my
it's
God.
absolutely insane.
No, I did not. That's wild. So it's like is it like their music video or just like a
Yes.
video that
Yes, it's
really?
their music video. It's highly, highly disturbing.
Good.
Yeah,
That's brutal.
it's
I heard it's quite
it's done really well.
what do they say it's like euphoric, right? Or
Dude, I don't
um
know. I mean, I used to have my ears stretched, and I'll tell
yeah.
you this much, when I stretched my ears every time, I was not feeling euphoric. So I
No.
can't imagine like them grinding in a fucking hook into your like shoulder blade.
Dude,
Right. And it's a
That
big hook.
good?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like pinky round too. Like it's
Yeah,
thick.
it's not small, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And then you're hanging from like just meat,
Yep.
like Texas Chainsaw
that's
Massacre.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like salt in the womb.
Right.
Yo, speaking of Salt the Wind, remember those guys from way back in the day?
Oh yeah.
That's a good segue. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember those dudes were coming up like pretty big, and then I remember one of my friends was gonna like eventually try out for them, and he was like pretty stoked on it, and I don't think it panned out or whatever, but I do remember those guys coming through the Modern Exchange and
Yeah.
ripping
So
it
many of
apart.
those bands that came through the Modern Exchange that if you would drive by that place and be like, "Hey, we saw this band there," they'd be like, "No, you didn't." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, like that we they had to call the fire marshal because
yeah.
that what a
I
job for a cowboy or something,
Dude, the job for a cowboy show. I couldn't, dude, let me tell you something. I couldn't even drive when I was there.
right?
I think I was like 15 years old, dude.
Right.
And I'm just like, this is crazy. I remember walking down Dick's Highway back to my boy's house, like defeated, like that we got like hit, like the show got like shut down. And then like the next day I hear everyone's like, yeah, they finished the show in some dude's backyard in like Wyandotte. And it was like, it's
That's
still
wild.
legendary to this day. Like you ask any person that's been to a underground metal show downriver in the last 10 or 15, 20 years, dude,
No shit.
we're gonna know about that show. And you're like, yeah, I
Yeah.
was there. Like, that was a crazy, crazy day. And you know what's funny about that too is you guys remember when A Day to Remember played there?
Yeah.
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 And it was like three times that amount of people
Yeah.
and it didn't get shut down. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I
How does that
remember,
work?
dude, I sat, I didn't even listen to A Day to Remember. Okay. But I just went because like everyone was gonna be there. And I was like, oh, this is gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
sick, right?
That's the hangout
And
for
so
sure.
I'm in line, dude. I waited in line for like a long time, like an unreasonable amount of time. I get in there and I couldn't even move. And I just remember turning around because I'm claustrophobic. And I turned around, I walked out, I asked the door guy, I said, hey man, can I just like sell this wristband to someone in line? Because I was like, I cannot be in there. He was like, yeah, no problem. So I
Right.
like slid it off and like handed it to this
Right.
person in line and like sold it to him, whatever it is. But like, it's just funny that like that one didn't get shut down.
Right. Like if there was a fire, we wouldn't get out alive.
There's no way. Do you remember that door that was by the bathrooms
Yeah. Yep.
and it was like on the
Yeah.
side of the building and there was
Yep.
like a little cove on the outside where you could stand up in there or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That door always had a padlock on it. And I think that is literally why he must have gotten in trouble because like
Right.
other than the
But
front door or the garage, you're not getting out because that door is locked. I don't know.
yeah. And you only had like from the I'm gonna call it the um general admission area, which is
Yeah, a
all it
little
was.
storefront
But you had
spot.
that little door right there that separated the store and the in there by the sound booth.
Yeah,
Dude,
And then you had the main door exiting out the back, I'm gonna call it garage area, right?
yeah,
So
yep.
yeah, I mean you wouldn't be able to you have to single file out those doors and yeah,
Yeah, it
would have
wouldn't it
been
wouldn't
bad.
have been good. And
No.
I fucking miss that place, dude. I really
dude,
Me
do.
too. Big
I
time.
really do. And you know why mostly is because you had Doug, who was the owner, and then Mike was his son, right?
Yeah.
So from what I've always understood was Doug bought that place so his son Mike would have a place to jam because he had like a Christian rock band and they
Right.
needed somewhere to practice. And I've always heard that that was like the original reason like that Doug even opened that place.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
I just remember one time he the Deceiver played like some random show and Mike was the promoter for it that night. It was just local bands. It wasn't like touring bands.
Yeah, I
He
remember him
was,
now that you talk about him.
yeah, he had like red hair and like a
Yep.
goatee.
Yep.
Yeah, he was real cool, man. And I remember he called me the next day and he was like, "Hey, is this Jake?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Who's this?" He's like, "Yo, it's Mike from the Modern." And I was like, "What's up, man?" He goes, "Yo, you guys played here last night, and I owe you guys a little bit of money." I was like, "Oh, right
Right.
on, dude.
That's
Like,
cool.
thank you for
Yeah,
that." And
right.
like, and that was back in the day. And like, I don't know, I drove up there. It was like he gave us like $100
Yeah.
like from the
Like
door, and I was
the
like,
empty
"Damn!" I was
promises
like,
days.
just
Yeah.
like sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, like, dude, that's what integrity is right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's
that's
what
super
makes
cool.
things go smooth. And
Yeah.
if everybody could just get along and be honest and have integrity, it'd be sick.
Yeah. Well, and don't you think like uh it is that way now, like at least in the at the point of my life now, and I imagine you or Sean, anybody that's, that you're halfway through life or on your way to being halfway through life to where you look out for people more instead of like we were talking with Trevor um from We Will Rot. We were talking about just like giving props to your buddy band instead of like feeling like you had to compete or and it isn't just our scene, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
uh I think we could have all probably gotten a lot further too, but I remember the empty promise, like the promoter where you'd be like, hey, so like is there any kind of funds after the show, and they'd be like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
times you didn't
that's
get nothing, but that wasn't what it was about anyway, right?
Right.
right. Yeah. No, yeah, a lot of people do it for the fun and just
Oh yeah.
together
That's what
and
we all
hang
started
out.
for, right?
Yeah,
I never
exactly.
thought I mean, I might have thought I was going to be a rock star at one point, but
Well, I will say
in
this,
my
man.
own mind, I am.
I
Yeah.
will say this though, dude. A true professional promoter
Yes.
will have the funds available to lose
Yeah.
before putting the show on. That's
Right.
like when you book it. Like if I'm working for a booking agency, I'm gonna have the money ready. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't book a show based on like how many people are going to come through and hope that everyone comes through enough to pay
Yeah.
at the door. It's like nah, you got to have that money set aside, and then you have to sit there and be like willing to take the loss.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I told you I was going to pay you this, so this is what I'm going to pay you.
Right. You hire it's hired entertainment,
Yeah,
right?
so
Yeah. No, you're right. And I think that the era that we were in, it was a lot of people that were, promoting, but just freelance, no skill behind it. And I'm not saying that I could do a better job because I don't know much about it myself, but I'm not lying. I'm not acting like I can anyway. But I
yeah,
remember like, Apple Charlie shows, and it was like,
Apple Charlie's. I didn't. They had shows there.
Yep.
yeah, we
Yep.
played we played with Mary
I've
Shaw
never
there.
seen a show there, but I definitely know what that place is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we played with who else was on that, Sean? Do you remember? It was us, Mary Shaw.
Trench foot
Yeah.
and
Trench foot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or I think their other name was Crackjaw at the time.
Oh yeah, okay. I've heard of both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I don't know if Mary Shaw was going by Mary Shaw yet. It might have been
Oh yeah, Mary Shaw
Bullets Over Broadway era.
yep,
was
they
was
sure did.
Mary Shaw was that like that was the band that was Jenica in that band and it was all
Yeah.
girls,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it became
Yep.
Conquer Divide eventually.
Oh, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it
You
turned into
said
that
Bullets
too.
Over Broadway, dude. I haven't heard that in forever.
Yeah, that's super old, ain't it?
Yeah,
That's crazy because I
Yeah.
do remember playing with them at the Modern,
yeah.
or at
Yeah.
least seeing them there for sure.
Dude, the best show I saw at the Modern was All Shall Perish. That was so fucking. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll
All
never
Shall
forget it.
Perish played at the Modern. How did I miss that, dude?
Yeah, I didn't see that. That would be crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's sick.
yeah, they
That was
played.
probably so sick.
Oh,
When he was saying hate and Alice revenge, like dude, like
Yeah,
40 people were just on top of him. And he's like holding the mic, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh.
That's what it's
that's
all about,
crazy.
dude.
Yo, I remember one time, man, there was this tour that came through at the Modern. It was like a couple of French Canadian bands. There was this one band called Near Axis, and then a couple other random bands, and fucking Necrophagist, dude,
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
was
really?
was on the tour, and they were playing at the Modern, bro. And
That's
I
nuts.
called my mom, dude. I'm telling you, this is before the same thing. 15 years old, I ain't driving yet, right? I said, Mom, I have to see Necrophagist. You don't
Yeah.
understand. Like, you're gonna take something away from me eternally if I don't see this band right now. And she's like, I don't care. She's like, you gotta come home right now. And I was like,
Right. No.
I'm like,
Deflated.
damn it, dude. So I missed out seeing Necrophagist at the Modern, dude.
Oh, that's nuts.
This
You
is
know, I feel like there's a whole era I missed there too, like from 2012 forward till it stopped. Like there was a lot of
yeah.
bands that still went through there. Maybe not to what we're talking about, but
yeah.
Aren't they
it went on for
opening?
a while,
Aren't they
you know.
opening back up eventually? I know they like got a.
So yeah, dude, there some guy owns it right now who is considering trying to reopen it, but I have a feeling, man, like it's way too close to that neighborhood right there.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
there's an alley separating it, and that's why
From
they
that
got
one
shut
house.
down because like the fire department came in there and like gave him some like bogus charge and like was like it's gonna cost you 250 grand to pay this fine to like operate again, and that's when he was just like whatever, no big deal.
Uh,
And so
man.
I, as much as I would love to see it be a thing again, I feel like I'm not sure if like all the houses next door would really want the same thing
yeah.
because
Like
people
you
are,
think about
getting
that
rowdy in
house.
the alien stuff.
I
Yeah,
mean, you're
isn't
you're talking what, 20 feet from the first house?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, it's like, dude, the first house might as well the loading dock might as well be their garage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then
That's
the guy
crazy.
next door at the hotel, um, the Indian guy next door that
Oh
owns
yeah, I
the
forgot about
hotel
the
there,
little
his name
hotel.
was Peter. I remember one time Peter came in there and he was like, Doug, you're gonna owe me. He's like, I want you to give me all new windows in my motel because um everyone's complaining constantly that the music's too loud and all the shit. And he came in there screaming, and Doug was like, he was like, I'm gonna call the cops. And Doug ran out there. He was like, trying to give him money. He was like, I'll give you $50, man, if you don't call the cops.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Jenica told me this story about their gear got stolen one time, and well, I'll be careful what I can say on here, but her and Doug went to go get the gear back from where they believed the gear was. It was quite a like um I don't know, like the heat type of situation, like
yeah.
breaking and entering type of shit.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Yeah, and he was
I'll
a
tell you
part of it,
what.
which I just can't picture, but it's funny.
I've had the very exact same symbol case since I was probably like 18 years old. My trustees Sabian symbols are in my SKB case. They're right there behind me right now. I have my phone number written on there and my name, and I will never forget. Do you guys remember the band Grandfather with Justin
Yeah,
Poland?
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Okay, so their drummer called me one time after we played a show, and he was like, "Yo, dude, you left your symbols here," and I was like, "Thank
That
you,
is solid.
thank you, dude." And so I would have done this already anyway, but
Yeah.
I've actually had two scenarios myself where I've called someone when their number was on their thing. It's like you've got to be the better person on that one, dude. You've got
Oh
to
yeah.
someone
It's too
know.
hard to get,
So
especially you're
with the
struggling,
symbols, my
you know.
my symbols right now that are sitting behind me, it's like at least $1,500.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
lot, dude.
And it's not like, as a drummer, I know you can be like, it's not like I can just go buy that exact cymbal and it's going to sound exactly the way I know that this one sounded, you
Yep.
know.
Yep, exactly, dude. But yeah, I remember it was like it was some band from Ohio. I don't know, and there was a girl drummer and she left her cymbals at the Modern and I hit her up. I was like, yo, because her shit was on there. I'm just like, here you go. Like,
Yeah, I think it
gotta get
happened
them
to
back to
someone
you.
we knew too. I don't know if we returned something or if we had left something and somebody reached out or vice
Yeah.
versa.
I
So, I mean, that
know
is good to hear though.
I know at
I
one
remember I was on tour one time with somebody, and I'm not gonna say who, obviously, but
Yeah.
they were like a friend of mine, honestly, and they still are. But I
Yeah.
checked them on some shit. It was wild. They were
Yeah.
telling me how like they stole this dude's cymbals from the night before, and I was
Right.
so rubbed wrong by that. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, man. I was like, think about this, dude. You're on tour right now. We're like more than halfway across the country from where you live, and you're out here living in a van. Imagine if someone stole your cymbals, dude. You'd be
Right.
pissed.
yeah, that's a
I was
lot
Oh,
like,
of
yeah.
money.
why?
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck did you do that? And he was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's like, now you got me all feeling bad and shit. I'm like, dude,
Well, you should feel
Yes.
bad.
can't be doing that, man. You cannot be doing that.
No. No.
Yeah.
Especially when you know the struggle is real, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah. I think the only
even
thing.
with your symbols, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, and then to lose the major part of your success for the rest of the tour,
yeah, man.
it's
Because
your
no
livelihood.
one's gonna be letting you borrow that. You know what I mean?
No, no.
Yeah. Only thing I
Yeah,
got
night
stolen
after
was
night.
power cords, like power supply cords for amplifiers. Like people used to be like,
Yeah,
"Hey, can I borrow your power cord?" Sure, and then
yeah,
like
Yeah.
disappear. I'm like,
Seems like the
motherfucker.
chords are like expendable.
yeah,
They're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Yeah,
I
it's
luckily have never had any major theft on my behalf from
yeah.
my gear. I'm very lucky.
No, me neither. And actually, I've had pretty good experiences too. Like if something broke, I've had bands step up and be like, "Hey, no, you can use my guitar player's
Yeah,
head," or like so. It's more of that, the camaraderie than the I don't know, just pure shitty people, you know.
yeah.
So I'm reading some of the comments here. We're seeing some people have experienced stolen gear. I think Fraley Bean said that he seen Trenchfoot in at Apple Charlie's. It was his first show or something.
Haha.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and this other person, Fralien
Yeah,
Bean,
Fraley Bean.
I seen all shall perish at modern before.
And you said Fraley Bean is Rory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, so I remember one time, I was playing with He the Deceiver, and we were playing some show in like a backyard. And our guitar player Dave at the time, he literally just bought some new, like wasn't new. He bought it from someone, but it was new to him, and it was like had a hard case and everything. So I think it was like an Ibanez or in Jackson. First time using it ever, and he got it fucking stolen at like
Really?
No,
right before we were going on stage. I'm just like,
that sucks,
Dude.
dude.
and it was
Yeah.
with like King. I want to say King was playing.
Oh, really?
Like, dude, it was like a like this was so long ago.
Yeah, Jacksons used to be expensive as fuck back then too. Like the
Yeah, I don't
because
know. It
it,
was some sick ass like wood grain finish and like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But he was bummed. I was bummed for him.
My whole like early fleet of guitars were always like the cheap guitar with the hot rodded pickup.
oh yeah,
Like the bolt-on neck that didn't stay in tune and
Nah,
the EMG 81 in it, Be like, all right, there you go. That's metal.
I'm not even really much of a guitar player, but from guitars that I have played, I always think neck through is just sick, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I got both. My newest guitar is a bolt-on, and it's probably the first one I've had in a long time. They've came a long way, I think, on how the pocket is, or I don't know, the bolt setup that holds it. But I like neck through too.
Oh yeah.
Not dogging, because I know there's plenty of people that might say the other way around, you know what I mean? But it is nice too. If you had a problem, you can just get a new neck, you know?
I mean, that is true. It does probably make it a lot easier to repair the guitar if it's messed up.
Those Warwicks don't have bolt-on necks, do they, Rory? No.
Some do, I think.
Right. Uh, so dude, so He the Deceiver, that was your first project? Like band?
No, I mean, I was in a lot of stuff before that, but nothing like too notable.
Yeah. Do
You
you
know,
feel like that
growing
was the
up,
first one that was really like
yeah, that was the first
established
band
and
that was the first band where I was like, all right, people think this is kind of sweet.
yeah, yeah, for
Let's just
sure.
keep going with it, you know. That was definitely the first time with that band for sure.
And you guys you released a song a few years ago, right?
Yep.
And then on out of a break, right? What'd you say? Since then, a hiatus, I don't know what you would call it.
Oh, since we put out one by one,
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
dude, that's a weird story just because like
yeah. And I don't mean I'm
we
not prying into that
no
whole
no you're
situation.
good you're good we
I'm
we
just saying
put
though that there is the possibility that if the stars aligned at some point, you guys could be like, yeah, yeah, maybe we will, you know.
well
It's
we
not a hard no necessarily.
dude, unfortunately at this point it is because we have tried to contact Steve so many times, man, and like I'm not sure if I don't even want to speculate, dude. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with him.
Hmm.
Point blank, like he won't respond. So
Yeah.
we actually went as far as like our guitar player Dave actually hand wrote this man a note and like took it over like to his house and said, "Hey, you know, give us a call, dude." And like his dad gave it to him, and or I don't even know if his dad gave it to him, but Dave
Yeah.
gave it to his dad to give to him, and who knows? We still haven't heard anything. So it's like
Yeah.
it's me, Donnie, and Mike and Dave got together last year, and we were jamming right here in this room, dude.
Yeah.
I got my fucking e kit right
Oh
there.
yeah.
Like
Hell
we were
yeah.
Hell
jamming,
yeah.
and we were trying to do some kind of reunion show or
Yeah.
something, but
That would have been killer.
we were thinking about having our one buddy like fill in for the vocals and shit, but I kind of was like, without us all together, it's pointless. The whole
Right.
point would be to have Steve back on stage. You know what I mean?
Oh, see,
So,
Rory's got three bolt-ons. My bad.
so like, since Steve was just like not really saying shit, we were just like, okay, we're just not even gonna try then. Whatever, it's all good.
Yeah. No, that's good though. I mean, you guys put out some killer shit and shit just, maybe it doesn't work out for him or whatever the case may be. I guess with like you said, you can't speculate, so
Yeah, I wish
respectfully
him
we
the
just
best, dude. He's my boy. I
yeah.
played many shows with him, like, and wrote a lot
Yeah.
of music with him. That's my dog. But I
Yeah,
have
for
not
sure.
talked to him in some years.
Yeah.
Sucks, but we tried, so it's all good.
Yeah, like Tim was telling me funny stories. Like he said that like when you guys were recording the reality vector that like him and Steve were literally like the night before like like cramming lyrics, trying to write lyrics to songs last minute because you guys were going in the next day to track his
Yep,
shit.
yep. That's for
Uh,
sure. That's for sure. In fact, man, we were definitely. working on stuff while we were recording.
Yeah. So in that place, that they weren't familiar with metal, right? Where you guys tracked?
Um,
They were more like rock or
I
something, I thought.
mean, it okay, so it was just like it was a guy in his basement. He's a good producer, there's no doubt, you know. But I definitely think that he'd never recorded anything like Dweller.
Right.
So it kind of showed when you listen to it or whatever. But I mean,
I think it turned out pretty good, dude.
yeah, it didn't turn out like terrible, but
Right.
he's
Maybe could
definitely
have.
more rock oriented and indie oriented, kind of like you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he really does anything anymore. I don't know. I haven't seen any of his work in a while.
I think I've sent you a couple times like some of these I don't know if it's like death metal or deathcore specialist or one of these groups, but they were talking about Dweller. But they were talking about um someone had posted the EP, I think is what it was. So right before the Reality Vector, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, that's cool. Like, cause in my own head, I'm like, that's our buddies' bands, not, I didn't think people would know, but you guys were actually pretty known, I think.
Yeah, and you know what's sick about the fucking EP, dude, is that that's Joe Connolly on the drums on the EP.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember Die Strong.
Yeah.
So he was the drummer of Die Strong. And that first Dweller EP is honestly so sick.
Yeah.
Like it's it's so good, man. And
Yeah.
like
I had actually forgot like
and I
that
just remember
version of it.
listening to it and just being so proud of Joe, dude, because
Yeah.
Joe's not some like technical speed fast drummer, but Joe is a monster when it comes to
Like
just
Pocket.
pocket slamming, having good contact with the drums, making the shit sound impactful, and like
Yeah.
he's Joe is dope.
Yeah. I like Die
So
Strong quite a bit. I
yeah,
thought
dude.
they carried a big sound based and I think he led a lot of it, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dash
I
Strong
wonder
was
if any of
sick,
those guys.
and then when I it's funny when he stepped down from Dweller, he was like still coming through to practice, and I was learning all the songs from the EP because I was filling or I was taking a spot, and they were all cool still. So he'd come over and sit next to me in like plastic chair and like
Right.
and like guide me. And like he'd be like, nah, man. He'd be like, this part's this, and this part's a bomb blast, and this part's a thrash beat. I'm like, all right, right on, dude. And like,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, dude. So we chilled, and like he was always still cool with everybody, and whatever. It was always good.
That's
That
awesome.
is cool. So did he leave to do Die Strong or was that already
You know, man, I can't even remember what the circumstance was. I think that he was maybe doing something with Die Strong, but I also think that maybe he was like just like kind of pursuing other stuff at the time. I
right?
really can't remember to be honest.
Yeah, because I knew what was the other guitar player? Madgwick? Ryan
Yeah,
Madgwick. Do you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
him too? Yeah.
Yep.
And he was a nice guy. I don't know what happened
Yeah,
there.
Magic School.
People just they kind of disbanded and then you guys formed that, but it was
And
heavy
I don't
duty.
even think I can't even remember, dude, if Magic was in there when I was jamming with him. I think he might have been. I can't
Maybe just
remember.
early on for a split second.
It's possible, yeah.
So yeah, what do you say we talk about Redlord. So Redlord you guys last released something what 23 or was it 24 last year?
I don't even know, dude. I think it was 24.
I think it was 24. I think you're right.
That's
I
so
like Redlord, dude.
that's so sad that I don't even know that.
Let's see. Let's see what Spotify says. And um
Dude, that one video you guys did, the drums sounded so fucking good. The it was like I don't know if you guys were like in a basement or like in a it was like a green hue to the video.
Oh yeah, that's Blood Bottler.
Yeah, that shit was brutal.
yeah, 24 you guys did Redlord
I
3,
think so.
a single. Dude, my favorite song is Hate Uprising, dude.
Hell yeah.
That song has like a consistent flow through it, and the way like his vocal patterns over it, dude, it's pissed.
Yeah, for that EP, I wrote that song fully besides the lyrics. Like I did all
Yeah.
the guitars and everything on that one. And on Meld as well, I wrote that one. And then the Sanctorium of Sludge, that was
Okay.
written by Rory.
Okay.
So I was pretty stoked to get two songs on the EP that like I wrote. I was like,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah. Well, that's cool when you can be a multi-instrumentalist to where you can contribute, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
it's a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? And I feel like as a band, you're collectively taking everybody's input and that's how it works. So there's no
yeah,
like, no, this is my shit here and you do that and I do this, you know. I mean it's that way a little bit, but for the most part, I feel like anything I've ever been a part of, we're all like, dude, you should halftime that and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
You at least tried things.
You have to.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about like the people that I always try to surround myself with when I like being involved with music. It's like me personally, dude, I'll come up with some whack ideas sometimes. I
Right.
am not afraid to
Same.
be like, let's try it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'm open for everybody else that I write with to be the same way. You want to show me something? I might not hear it when you explain it, but maybe when we jam it,
Yeah.
maybe I'll hear it differently. So
Yeah.
you have to always be like, open minded.
I think for me with the shit I'm doing right now, I miss that because I'm writing guitar at home, and then I'll sit down at Tim's. We might change a couple things there in the with the click rough track, and then it goes to Wes, and Wes writes to that rough track, and it's like the song's kind of already structured.
Yeah.
I would love to have that more of that,
Feedback.
where we're all in a room going, hey, just like we just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, let's talk about Wes for a second. He's sick.
Yeah, that's what he says about you, man. He says that you taught him a lot.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
tight, man. Yeah, Wes is gnarly, man. And I remember being so happy for him when he was in Once We Were Buried.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because
He was,
Hakeem's really, really dope too, man. You
what'd you
can't
say?
Hakeem,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
he's dope. And so is Wes, but like when Wes got into Once We Were Buried, I was like, man, I was like that whole scenario right there, like I saw them at the Modern, man, they were so professional sounding and tight.
Yeah. Though
It
that
was
was the
sick.
heyday era there. Like He the Deceiver, Once We Were Buried,
Yeah,
and
dude.
Hell Followed With.
Yes.
We jumped on a lot of those bills too. We all kind of played out quite a bit together.
Yep.
Yeah, he tells me that, I didn't realize. I just, from seeing the Once We Were Buried at the Modern all the time, I thought they were a local band. I had no idea they were from like Jackson.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Jack.
he said they practiced 2 or 3 days a week. He was driving out there for every practice. He said it was brutal. He's like, we were playing too many shows to where, not too many shows, but we were playing enough shows to where it was hard to keep a job. So
Yeah.
he's like, money wasn't, constant. He's like, and felt like I let him down a little bit. But
But you know what? Hey, you know why they were sick? Was
why is that?
because the fact that they had somebody who was willing to drive out to Jackson 3 days a week.
Yeah. That's a
Fucking
Yeah,
big
you're
thing.
right.
That's a
That's the type of shit, dude, that people don't realize. that's what it fucking takes if you really want to do it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
You've got to have people that are down. Like
Yep.
I know so many people too, like over the years that have been like that, where it's like they live far and far away, but like, are you gonna do it or not? And if you
Yeah.
can find people to do it, then sick. If not, then find someone else.
And you know, it was
Yep.
so much scarier back then because like we didn't have GPS and like
Right.
playing
Oh,
shows
yeah.
in
Like
Toledo.
MapQuest.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I got lost in Toledo one day and the guy had like a python around his neck, just walking down the street. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Excuse me, sir. Do you know where Vance is?" He's like, "Yeah, it's right down the block, right there." I'm like, "Nice, thank you, nice snake."
I remember playing shows when Michigan still had smoking bars and Ohio didn't.
Oh
And we
yeah,
played a show and like our vocalist tried to light a cigarette up and they're like, "What are you doing?" And we were like, "Smoking." That's it's a
Yeah.
bar, you know. We couldn't grasp the fact. That's kind of crazy. Now you go to a bar, nobody smokes, you know. It's
yeah, it's
like a
wild.
different,
There's no tar on the walls.
yeah. Guys, give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
No problem, dude.
Yo, I'm gonna request a 30-second break as
Do
well.
it.
All right, man. I'm gonna play.
Yeah, if we got a little thing we can throw up for a second.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. I got it.
All right, I'll be right back.
Let's see here. Uh,
They're so good.
Such a fun music video.
That's so nasty, dude.
Oh, let's break it. Yeah!
Dude, dude, well, there we are. But we lost the main person. There, oh, he was there. There he is.
Yo,
That I love how his bass comes through on the mix. Like most metal bands, I feel like the bass is hidden in the mix, you know?
so one thing that's a treat to play with Rory is the fact that he's Mr. Fingers
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And
he's good
you
at it.
hear it, dude.
Like he's sick, dude. He's got good timing. He's got good ideas.
Yeah.
He's a multi-instrumentalist, by the way, too. I mean, he plays drums, he plays guitar, he sings.
Yeah.
Dude, he's if he's still watching, I just want to tell him too, like he is way sicker at drums than he thinks he is.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he's always dogging himself on the drums, and I'm like, bro, you're sick.
Right.
Like, so my new band, Escalation of Force,
Yeah. I was gonna say you guys are
he
both in that, right?
we are, and he was the original drummer. He
Oh,
played the
really?
drums on the first two songs that are on the first demo, and then I played the drums on the song Pyrrhic Victory that we released as a single. But
Yeah.
yeah, Rory played the drums on the first two songs, man.
Okay. Yeah,
He's
that's cool.
sick, dude. He's dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, see if I can get
So
something set up here.
and you guys are currently still in that project, right?
Oh yeah.
Man, we just keep cutting him out, Sean. He's gone
I
again.
I know I want to try to like put it so we can all watch a movie together or a video together.
Oh, that's
It's
nice.
okay.
Throw a streamer here. Hold on.
Right. Live stream editing.
I like it,
We'll
dude.
we'll get you in.
I love the on the spot editing. It's
Yeah.
sick, actually. No, seriously, it's tight that you're able to just be like, "Yo, here we go,"
Right,
and
we're gonna hurry up and
it's not
change
his
this
shit.
and
Yeah, I know it's one of these. Hold on, I'll figure it out. Oh, I fucked that
and you
up.
know and dude and to talk with your vocalist and Redlord, what's his name?
Josh.
Josh. He
Oh yeah, there.
I hear like all of the things that I hear in today's scene. Like I can hear that he can do any of like the tunnel vocal and but he has like a more raw feel on his voice. I love the way like dude, I don't know. It's got like a I don't want to say the
Josh.
way it cuts through too, but he does.
Josh is nasty, dude. I mean, he's a talented guy.
Yeah. Is he doing anything currently or
Um, nope, just
just
no.
taking a little break
We're
from music?
yeah, we're just. I mean, we've been talking and stuff, trying to see what we can get back together
That'd be cool.
on. But we were about to play a couple shows. We had like two shows lined up. We couldn't do one of them, and then we got offered another one, and we couldn't do that one either. So it's like I don't know what's
Right.
going on, man. We'll figure it out eventually,
Oh
man.
yeah. Do you think that's what it'll take too is like, hey, we got an offer to do this show, like maybe we could get together and then you kind of, you start arranging it back into your life because it's not easy too, you know what I mean? You all got lives and,
Yeah, that's the
you know,
biggest thing right now is everybody's got a lot of
yeah,
real life stuff going
outside
on.
commitments,
So
yeah. I don't know, what your life is typically like, but like for me, the way that I'm doing music right now, I'm thankful that there is that avenue because otherwise I don't know how I would be able to do it, you know, just three kids working, 60 hours a week,
Yeah,
it could be a lot, you know.
that right there alone sounds insane.
T Loco, how's
Yeah,
it going,
right.
man? Hey, is that Trevor?
Oh, yes, it is. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Yeah, it's Trevor from We Will Rap. Trevor Giles. Giles,
Well,
right, Trevor? How's he gonna tell me? He could say yes, I guess. All right. I think we screwed it up on his when we had him on the show. You guys play with them ever? We Will Rot?
yeah,
Good.
yeah. We played with them at the Regal Beagle in Ypsilanti, and then I think we also played with them at Chaos and Carnage.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, yeah, we
That's
played.
how he told me. Giles with a J, but not really, with a G.
It's silence.
And Sean from We Will Rot is in Escalation of Force. So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah,
That's right.
so
Yeah, that's
we
cool.
I don't. Hopefully, we'll get to play a show with them together where Sean has pulled double duty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's always I've never had to do that myself, but Greg had to do it quite often because Greg was like in Fetus Eater and then in our band at the same time. Uh I'm trying to think if he's done it in any other project. I don't know. But yeah, Greg McCoy. I don't know if he's even playing anymore right now. I think he's just doing like mechanic shit. Works on motors or something.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Gary in a long time.
No, me neither. Me neither. I still talk to a lot of the Fetus Eater guys though. Um, the two brothers, Greg and Eric. Eric was the drummer. I don't know if you remember that band, Fetus Eater. Then they changed their name to Integer. They did
Hmm.
like almost like a ion dissonance, like or Psyopus, like tappy, like 8 string stuff. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon was always a phenomenal guitar player
Hmm.
in Fetus Eater. Like they were one of those bands that had like a enormous pocket. Like when the shit hit, it fucking heavy.
Yeah. So escalation of force though, you're doing that still, right?
Yep.
And you're writing for that stuff too, or
No, I mean, just the drums for the
yeah.
most part.
I mean, but are you guys gonna be writing or do you have plans? Or are you just playing a current set?
Actually, we switch up our set quite a bit sometimes, to be honest, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Um, but we are planning on working on the EP right now. We have a few songs that we've been jamming at practice and stuff
Okay.
that are going to be on that. So
I
we
don't know
are
about you. I'm having
really
a hard time getting a hold of Tim lately, dog.
yeah, I was just telling my wife that earlier that I texted Tim and he didn't respond to me like a few days ago, and he always hits me back.
Yeah, dude, he's super busy. He
Yeah, he
said a
must
lot of
just be
times he's got
busy.
to put his phone on do not disturb because he's just I don't want to say he's over his head, but I think he's got so much going on.
Yeah, he does. Well, I'm actually really proud of Tim though, dude.
Oh yeah, I
Dude,
couldn't do it,
I've
man.
known Tim for some long times, dude, and
Yeah,
just to see him like having his own business and everything,
yeah, yeah.
and he got that space down in Newport now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
sick,
right
dude.
down the
Good
street
for
from my
him, dude. I
parents'
hope it
house.
all works out really well.
I'm gonna try to catch him there because that's not far from me, and I could just happen to see his truck there easily and pop in on him. Then he can't
Yeah,
avoid me no longer.
hell yeah.
yeah,
So we got a song on here.
he's got really good at recording for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you want to go back to the beginning and listen to the blast beat,
Oh
I
yeah.
I had to fight for it, but I got it on there.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, it fits. Your snare sounds great.
Thank you.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
Trevor says that it enhances the song, your blast. I agree. I think it gives it some variety that you don't typically hear in this genre, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I had to fight for it.
Do they all like it now, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Everyone's in agreement with it. It's just my roots, man. You know, I
Yeah.
love blast beats, dude, and
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot of times when blast beats could be more implemented than they are, even if it's just not even using it as like a whole part, but like
Yeah.
just using it as a fill.
Oh, yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hey, dude, someone's going nuts outside of my house right now.
Really?
Yeah, hold on one second. Sorry.
Go ahead. That part's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that must be like the guitar player, bass player, the vocals.
Yeah. So I don't know who's all tuned in here, but hello everybody.
Yo, sorry, dude. Someone's yelling outside of my house.
They probably hear that song, they want to throw down. They're like, have
No,
it.
so actually, Rory does some vocal duties. In
Oh, really?
Revolution, yeah.
Okay.
So and
Pulling it out.
Sean does it live, but Rory does do some stuff on the recordings.
Okay.
Along with Terry.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I like the guy's voice. It's different. Kind of reminds me of like Figure 4 or like Jamie Josta. I like the
Yeah,
newer stuff.
yeah, for sure. You know, Terry's dope, man. He's a guitar player first, I think. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And like he jumped over to being a frontman, so and he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
it's,
No, that's killer, dude.
it's
I like that shit.
still reporting to you live, Rory.
Do you guys play with Nick Holland's band at all?
Yeah, actually, we just did the other day, or not the other day, a fucking few months ago. Wounded Touch.
Yeah, Wounded Touch. Yeah, I was just jamming their stuff this past week. I didn't have him on Facebook for the longest time and just added. We're hoping to have him on the show actually. He said he would be interested. So
Yeah. So I was embarrassed when I didn't even realize that he was there because we played that 10 for 10 show at the Sanctuary
yeah,
and Wounded Touch played, and I just remember there were so many people there. I was so overwhelmed, and I was just like sitting in the back room the whole night, and like I was talking to this other dude, and he was so chill, and it was Mike from Wounded Touch,
yeah,
but I had no idea who he was. We were just chilling. He was super nice. We had a great fucking conversation, and then I walk out of the green room area, and I see Nick Holland, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, what's up, man? I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm playing. I'm like, did you play already? He's like, yeah. And I was like, fuck.
no,
I was like,
right,
man, I didn't even realize it. But then now I put it all together and we're playing a show with them, I think in like October or something.
really. Oh, we'll have to try to come out, Sean. What do you say?
Yeah, dude.
So it'll be sick.
Maybe we'll do live podcasts like Garza or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
We'll bring a laptop.
IRL. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo, that'd be sick, man. I
that
mean,
would be cool.
all you'd have to do is get like a you could even get just like an 8 channel interface and just take like groups off the board or something and like
Right.
just have it
Yeah.
like live streamed like that. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
they like some, what is that YouTube channel, like Hate Six or something, that goes to
Oh,
show.
hey, yeah, Hate 56
Yeah,
or
hate
whatever.
5 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
dude, I would love to get into doing that shit. Uh,
it'd be fun.
They capture some gems too at shows though. Some of those early shows that you know the quality's shitty,
dude,
but
I always thought it would be so cool if they made an app. You know how everyone has their phones at concerts now? Oops, my fucking camera zoomed in. But if like they made a app
the
that
serious.
could like connect all the apps and then like run the audio from the stage, that'd be fucking cool. But
Yeah.
So so you could run the audio through your phone, is that what you're saying?
no, if there was like an app, this fucking camera is, there you go. um, no, I was saying like if there was an app to where it could stitch everyone's cameras together and like be like it would be like a slideshow and like jump to
Oh,
the,
I gotcha. Right. Yeah, like multi-angle.
yeah, and then combine that with the pro audio from the mixer and like
Yeah,
put those videos on YouTube. That would be fucking wild.
That would be cool.
yeah, that'd be
Cause like,
sick.
cause like you see all these videos that like have really shitty audio, but like the camera is actually not bad. um,
Yeah. Yeah, it ain't like the I don't even want to say like I don't even want to give BlackBerry bad credit because that was a decent phone, but what was before BlackBerry? Like the Sidekick.
the razor.
Yeah. When you had to like T9 type
The
your text.
sidekick.
Yeah. They got the new Sidekick. Have you seen it?
No,
Yeah, there's a new version now. Kind of
that's
want
crazy.
it, but I don't want to leave an iPhone.
Yeah, man, iPhone is the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it would be so hard to transition back, I think, just because like you got the cloud and all your shit, you know what I mean? It's a completely different vibe.
yeah,
Some people swear by Android though. I don't know.
Yeah, I put all
I
my
know they
stuff
do,
on
and it's like
Google Cloud.
I can't fuck with that.
No. It's been a long time for me.
I had it when I first got my very first like actual smartphone. It was Android based, and
Yeah, me too.
I had nothing but issues off rip, and I was like,
Yeah, they came a long way. Like even like 5 years ago, what they used to be versus what they are now, it's like they're really laggy.
Yo.
they've always been laggy to me.
Yeah,
I remember on my first one ever, it was like I couldn't even like pull up the number pad without it like glitching out and shit. And I'm just like, how am I
Yeah.
supposed to call 911 if I need to?
Trevor said sidekicks at the Mod X was just as important as youth large t-shirts. Yeah, that's true.
what's fucked up about Android now? Like, so I've had to get rushed to the hospital a couple times. Like, if you call 911, it'll lock your phone to where you can't like if you're waiting on the ambulance, like okay, end call, like I'll just wait here. It'll like
It won't
lock.
let you on the call.
No, it won't. The whole phone will lock up until the ambulance pulls up, and then it like
Oh,
I don't know how they work that out with like.
it's probably a scam to pay the first responders. No, I'm just, you know.
Dude, that's crazy. Because I remember, I remember one time I was trying to vigorously turn down my phone volume, like from my Bluetooth speaker. I was listening to music, and I like clicked the down volume a bunch of times or something, and it called the cops or whatever I did. It
Yeah,
like called the fucking police, and
yeah,
I'm like, the lady's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Yo, my bad. I was like trying to literally turn my phone down, and it
right.
didn't do." And she
Yeah,
was
I've
like,
done that. I've
and
done
she
the
was like, "All
SOS
right,
thing.
for sure." And like, I was like getting ready, like, "All right, cops are coming over. They're gonna ask me what's going on."
Yeah.
But she actually believed me, so whatever, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like when I was younger, I was always under the impression that like if you called 911, someone was coming, no matter it was a mistake or not. But
Well,
now
I
it
think
seems like they'll be
I
like,
thought
ah,
that too. I still think that is it. I
yeah.
mean,
I think they're a little bit more lax than we thought, but I don't know. With you telling us about the phone being locked, Sean. Yeah, maybe that's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Then 2 days ago, I had to call the cops again because there's a car parked across from my house with tinted windows that was sitting there for like 2 hours. And I'm like, I'm just being paranoid. Then it drove away. And then a half hour was right back there for like another hour. I'm like, could you just like ask this person what the fuck they're doing? Like,
You're so old.
oh, yeah,
There's a
dude.
guy, he's got tinted
Yeah,
windows.
yeah, the fucking tinted window, like Dodge Caravan, motherfucker.
Tell him don't park in front of my lawn. That's awesome.
Give them something to do. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Was moving and tripped over. The cops came. Yeah, that's funny. I'm sure there's a million stories of people accidentally hitting the wrong button and
Yeah,
having police show up or
turn into the grumpy old man, dude. Like, cut your fucking grass. No.
Yo, I have a grumpy old man story too, dude. So my street floods really bad, and I have to like clear it out with like a drain, or I mean with a rake from the drain sometimes, and like
oh,
I'll get that shit like it gets into like a fucking spiral
you're
of
like
like water
proud.
going down the street, and and I love clearing it out. I love watching it go down. But one time, this dude drove up over my lawn, man.
Oh
Like
no,
he drove up onto my lawn and like around the fucking puddle. And I'm
dude.
Oh, you're like, no.
No,
like,
no, no.
what?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why would you ever do that? Oh, I know
Right.
why,
Like,
because I live in fucking Redford, dude. Like 1 block over from Detroit. So it's just like everyone over here is just driving crazy.
yeah, I feel
Like,
like I've seen you post something before about something happening on your street.
yeah,
I don't
dude.
know what it was particularly, but I know there's been
Um,
something.
there was a small kid. He was like 6, 5, 6 years old. His name was Chase, and
Oh,
he got ran
yes.
over.
Oh man, I heard about
Yes.
that.
Got hit. And you used to see him all the time, right? Like,
Yep.
yeah,
He was my neighbor. I like
really.
he was a kid, and I was just like, that's my neighbor. Like
Yeah.
he was over here all the time, dude. Like I would fix his bike for him and shit. Like one time his handlebars were like all loose and shit. I'm cranking him down for him, like whatever. He came
Right.
over and pet my dogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
and
cool.
then like I was actually over at Josh Starks' house editing the music video for Blood Bottler, and my wife was like texting me and she was like, "Yo, Chase died," and I was like, "That's fucked
That's
up."
crazy. How
And
was he?
so I think he was like 5 or 6 years old, dude.
Jeez, oh,
God,
Pete.
man.
Just someone driving like an asshole speeding
No,
or
what happened was, well, people did speed up and down here all the time, but what happened was this dude like stole a car and he was like running from the cops.
oh,
And so he was like driving like down my street like a dickhead and fucking rounded the corner and just
got him. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah,
sucks real
man.
bad, dude. I got a bunch of pictures of me and him on my phone, like just chilling.
Really.
He was my homie, dude. Like for real. And
That's
like,
cool. You kind of like took him under your wing
yeah,
though,
dude,
you
because
know,
his
like
mom was a fucking crackhead living in her car, like
right.
right over by my house, like 2 houses away, like just living in her car, and like homies just coming around, like, hey man, you got some water, or like
Right.
like asking me if he can, see the dogs and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, for sure, like no problem, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus
And
Christ.
yeah, it was really dark. That's a dark time.
Yeah, you think about like man, how hard it could be for different people in different living situations and how good you had it, you know, or at least for me, thinking like, man, I didn't
Yeah.
have shit like that, you know, where you had to struggle. My girl's been watching this what the hell is it called? It's about the mom that had the 8 kids and she was like malnourishing them and
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
it's on Netflix or some shit
Yeah, I
right
know.
now.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm watching that. I'm like, I can't even watch it. I'm like, there's these people are fucked up, man. You know? Yeah, shame.
Yeah, it really sucks, dude, because he he was the most like careless like person
Right.
like I knew, and not because like he didn't have anything to care about, but he was just like a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. He was
He's just
still right, still
minding
innocent.
his own business, fucking riding his bike through the neighborhood, and here he goes and just gets fucking cooked. I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Right. Had his whole life ahead of him, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. People don't think, man, you know.
yeah. But anyway, that's dark.
So yeah,
We
so I'm
can
sorry. I feel
we
like I
can switch it up.
brought up something horrible, dude. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's not your fault. I
No.
explained
Well,
it fully. It's all good.
nope. Just
It's just
shout out to Chase, right? That was what you said his name was?
Yeah.
yep,
So let's see. The other project, Jaded, right?
yep.
Yeah. So is that a thing still, or is that kind of
No, yeah, it's fully a thing for sure.
really?
Yep.
So plans to do more then?
Yeah, so our vocalist, he lives in Florida, and right
Yeah.
now it's just like fully online.
Yeah.
So we're just seeing what happens, and you know, if we ever needed to make something happen, if
Yeah.
the opportunity was right, like we'd be able to come through and do it. But right now it's just kind of putting some stuff out online.
Yeah. That's cool. So how is that like with me talking about how I write? Is it similar? Well, but Mike's in that band, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are able to get together, not remote, right?
Yep.
So that helps.
Yep.
I don't want to
100%.
say it's easier for the vocalist, but you'd still
Well,
like to be together if you could, you know?
yeah, for sure. But so when we filmed the music video for our first single, me, Mike, and our bass player Jeff like flew down to Florida and stayed with Justin for like 2 nights, 2 or 3 nights, and we tracked the vocals. Like I tracked them for him, and then we also shot like all of his shots for the music video while we were down there. And then we came back up here and did the instrumental shots.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
after we did that, he was able to track himself for the next song, and then I just kind of went through and edited some of the stuff, and then we sent it off to the producer who mixes our stuff.
Yeah. That's cool. That works that way. That's
Yeah.
our vocalist is in Canton, Ohio. So same deal. I mean, it's drivable, but we would have to. We're like me and Wes always joke. I'm like, I'll get like a cardboard cutout of him, and we'll have him like in the music video, you know.
Like rotated.
Or I told him we'll do claymation like Alice in Chains.
Yeah,
Hey, AI's getting pretty damn good, you know.
Yeah, you know. Right. You get shunned if you use it, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
dude, claymation is sick.
Yeah, claymation would be
I
sweet.
Do you guys remember Gumby?
Oh yeah.
So check it out, man. I'm known for catching like movie mistakes and like continuity issues like in scenes. Like I really am.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just
Like
have
the
a knack
door
for it.
opening a wrong way or some shit like
Dude, I'm talking seeing crew members and like camera people and like
really?
yeah, dude. Like one scene that the person's like holding a glass and then it cuts back to them and then their hand is like down to their side. But it's so funny. I can't even remember why I was going to tell you that. What was I saying?
Oh, Gumby. Something with Gumby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 So it was claymation, Gumby's claymation, right? And I was watching Gumby one day when I was a kid, and I saw the guy's hand like move in for like one frame to like animate the clay
Oh,
figure.
really?
Yeah, and his hand just like popped in for like a frame and then like popped out.
You're like
And
did
I
I
just
see? Was
remember
that
being
real?
like,
The fuck
"That's
was that?
insane."
But how did that make it through? Like, should we edit that out? Nah.
They no, exactly. They were probably like, you know what?
Right.
It's
We got like
it's
three
one it's
viewers.
one frame. No kids are gonna notice that.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is too. That's funny. Yeah, I used to watch Gumby.
Dude, Gumby's tight. You remember the blockheads?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good shit, man. So so what do you so you're playing with escalation of force mainly right now then? Would you say that's your main focus at the moment then?
Yeah, my mostly my live performances currently are with that band for sure, and
Yeah.
it is definitely a main focus for me because I don't know, man. We just all like know what's up. We get along real good. Like everybody just does their own thing, but like whether
Yeah,
it's
that's important.
whether it's like me and someone else moving the gear, and then Terry just taking over booking the shows and being in charge of like ordering all the merch and sitting at the merch table. Turk
Yeah.
and Sean coming through, just bringing their amps and whatever, dude. Like we just get it done, and
Yeah.
it's a good feeling to finally be in a group of dudes with a group of dudes like that for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
So dude, so your dad is a musician also, right?
Yep.
And is he a drummer as well?
Yep.
Okay. Because I know some of the same people you know. I know Tim and Dennis from Trilogy. You know that band?
Oh
The
yeah,
wedding band?
Trill. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I used to roadie for that band before I was in Our Brother the Butcher.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
like Tim. So Tim would hire me to run sound for Trilogy sometimes,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, there was like a couple times I ran sound for them for sure. And
Yeah, it was cool. Like I mean, it paid more
yeah,
than my regular stuff did.
and
You
I used
know?
to actually tech for another like wedding like party band called Detour,
Okay.
and that's how I met Tim was because he filled in on keyboards for Detour a couple times,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Hey, I got a band too. If you ever are available to tech the band or whatever, hit me up." And I've worked with them a couple times for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you know Dennis, who I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's a guitar player, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
how to say his
dude.
last name. Something with a
Dennis
G.
Gabbert,
Yeah. Yep.
something like that. Yeah, dude, he's a good guitar player.
Yeah, he is. Him and I like I think I just sent
That's
him a picture
crazy
of
to
like
me
a
that you're telling me about him right now. That
yeah,
you
yeah.
that you
I
guys know
message him
each
all
other.
the time.
Because I've done tons of gigs with Dennis.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great people, man. I they took me all over, dude. I was in like I think we did like a Canada venue. We they took me to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We went to Cleveland for like a business venue they did. Super great guys.
Yeah,
Uh
that's what's
I was
up,
glad to
man.
be a part of it. You know what's funny too is like Sean and I were like we're getting the band back together. So I stopped doing it, which I'm glad. I mean, I obviously I have my main objective with my own music, but at the same time, it was a pretty good thing that I let go, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all good dudes. And so how I got hooked up with those guys was the bass player at the time was my supervisor. I was working security at Mazda. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm in this band. His name's Terry. I don't know if you knew him at the time,
Nope.
but he was a retired Lincoln Park cop." And a funny thing too, he'd be like, every time, like we'd play a wedding or something, and on the way home, he would have a beer and he'd be like, "Drinking and driving's overrated." And I'm like, "No, like you're not supposed to be the guy saying this, dude. Like, you're an ex-police officer, you know." But and he was actually in the band Frigid Pink at one point, which was like a big 70s band, like the Alice Cooper era. I think they opened for Alice Cooper at the Silver Dome or something one time or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, Dennis and Tim were good people for sure. And I think was it Lloyd? Lloyd was like the he played like guitar and he played piano also with Tim.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Lloyd. I do
but they've
remember.
had a bunch of member changes now. They ended up getting a different drummer
Dude,
and
yo, you know what's crazy? I auditioned for them.
did you really?
Yeah, because his girlfriend has like a pet grooming shop in Dearborn,
Yeah.
and she would let them rehearse there. And I remember one time that I went and auditioned uh with for them. I obviously didn't get the gig, but I jammed with them and was like, this is kind of cool, like they were doing some cool songs or whatever. But
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I could still think of all this like their whole set list. They used to let me so like they would do Love Shack.
yeah,
And during that time, they would pass it out to all like the females, like the lyrics in the crowd, and they would give extra mics out and let all the girls sing it together, you know. And I was like, dude, I was like, I think I could play that song on drums. You guys should let me. And I'd hound them about it, you know. And they finally let me one time, and I was like, this is way harder than I thought it would be because it's kind of like a slow, just like pocketed song, and I was used to like double bass and really hard hitting. I had to like control my how I was hitting the drum.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not cut out for it. I'm not a wedding band, I guess.
Yeah, who would have thought slow stuff is harder?
Yeah, even with guitar,
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
and you play guitar too, dude.
Yeah.
Do you do you feel like do you pick the guitar up as often as you do the drums or
My relationship with the guitar is on and off.
yeah,
Yeah. I've gone through phases where I've played guitar like a bunch for like a year or two and then haven't touched it.
right.
I'm in one of those phases right now where I haven't touched it in kind of a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you just need something to spark your interest in it. I do that with guitar. Sean and I talk about it all the time. I have days where and I don't know if you do as a drummer, but do you ever have a day to where you're like, I'm gonna quit. I'm no good at this. And then you have a day where it all just falls into place and you're like, I'm playing my best today. You know?
Yeah.
Um, I used to. I do feel like that sometimes, but
Like sometimes it's like my hands just they just don't want to do what I want them to do, I think.
this
There
is
it
my
is.
fucking Jackson soloist. It's not
Nice.
American made or anything, but
Hey, that's a lot like the one I got in the back right here.
it's my favorite guitar I've ever owned.
Yeah, that's sweet. Is that a maple neck?
To be honest, I couldn't even tell you, man.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it from what I'm seeing. That's a beaut, man.
I'll tell you what though, it's neck through.
It
There,
is.
there you go.
It is. Yeah, that's sweet, dude.
The only thing that sucks is on the Floyd here, the nut that holds the whammy bar in,
Yeah.
it fell through, fell apart.
Oh.
I don't even know what to do about that. I don't know if I need to get a whole new Floyd or what.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at mine. I don't know how it is. I'm sure it's
It makes me very sad.
yeah. So will it not dive at all on you for you or
I mean, no, yeah, I don't
you
have
can't
a,
even put it in there,
I don't, yeah, I can't put the bar in there at
right?
all.
I didn't know if you could just slide it in and still kind of bend it, you know.
Yeah, no, she's cooked.
How did I get the microphone? It's like right in front of my face. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
played.
I don't know. Some days I pick up the guitar and I feel like and maybe it's like a warming up thing. Like I don't warm it takes me longer to warm up now. Do you have issues with that with
Yeah.
drumming?
Um, I do warm up, but
Yeah. Do you feel like at
my
35
warm
it's
up.
harder?
What's that?
At 35 is it harder than when you were 18 and then you could just go into a blast full speed?
Yeah, it's definitely not the same for sure. But I my warm up consists more of stretching than anything.
Yeah.
Like I'll do
Yeah.
some of these,
Yeah.
work my wrists out, work my arms, and then I'll go on the pad for a minute, but I think stretching just helps me the most.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something I've never really tried with guitar. Maybe I just need to stretch a little bit instead of actually just muscling through, some trem picking or something,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same thing if you're like trying to just start off with a blast, just
Right.
off rip. It's like, nah, maybe like stretch out a little bit,
Yeah. You need a
drink
good
some
five,
water.
5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Uh, Shit. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Anything you're, what about like, so your dad inspired you to play drums, or did you just want to on your own, or?
Yeah, I mean, my dad definitely inspired me from day one because I started playing drums when I was 2 years old.
Sorry.
So
Who
Someone.
is who is
I don't even remember starting playing drums. I've just always
really?
done it. Yeah.
And at like early age.
Like I started playing when I was 2.
Right.
So
Is your dad in a band?
I've just always known drumming.
Yeah. Is your dad playing in a band?
Yep.
Who's he a part of?
So my dad is in a band called Salem Witchcraft,
Okay.
and they were popular back in the day. I mean, they opened for a bunch of really big bands.
Really?
Yeah.
What type of music?
Um, rock, classic
Really?
rock.
So it was it like a Harpo's type of deal?
They've played Harpo's. Yeah, they've played
Yeah.
Harpo's a few times.
That name just sounds like I feel like Harpo's, Token Lounge, iRock or something. You know what I mean?
Well, it was a little bit before that time even. This was in the 70s.
Okay.
They
That's
they
cool though.
they opened for Bob Seger before. They've opened
Really?
for
Oh wow.
Aerosmith. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool, man.
But Bob Seger was the first concert I ever went to in 1995. Went to Pine Knob with my father.
Nice.
Man, it was a great concert, but like after 4 hours of greatest hits, I'm like, I'm ready to go, Dad. Let's go.
Yeah.
My
Dude,
first
I
real
hate to say
concert
this.
was Huey Lewis and the News at
Oh,
Pine
that's
Knob.
awesome.
Nice.
I like Huey Lewis.
Yeah,
I
dude,
uh
it was cool.
I am like one of the only people in Michigan that doesn't like Bob Seger. I'm just not a fan, dude. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
some people can't do it. I can't do all his stuff either. I got like 10 of his songs that I like, but I'll listen to them like once a year. That's about it.
I
Yeah.
think all the songs that people do like by him are the songs that I don't like. Like I don't like Turn the Page. I don't like shit, what else? What else is he even sing? I like Strut and I like
Against the wind.
yeah. No.
Still run against the wind.
Yeah, that's see. I hate him. No. Oh. But yeah, man. I don't know. That's
You can put on a
maybe we
video.
could maybe we could wrap her up here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we can wrap it up.
All right, man.
Dude, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you for
coming
having
on,
me, man.
dude.
We're looking forward to new Jake O'Shaughnessy music, whether it be any past or present project.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Definitely got a few things in the works. So it'll be out there soon.
Yeah, for sure. Be sure to check out your wish we could put a link somehow to your current projects, but we
Um,
could we need someone in the we need Rory in the comments to put links to the projects. That's what we need. But we'll share you. We we do music besides just having guests. Sean and I usually I do like what would you call that, Sean?
We just like shoot the shit and watch videos and
Yeah,
interact with chat
yeah,
and
reaction videos, sort of. So we'll
that
put you
they'll
in the stream.
they'll request a song and be like, it's basically like people one upping each other. Oh, you think this is brutal? Check this out. And I'm like,
Yeah. But yeah, everybody check out Escalation of Force and Redlord and Dweller and He the Deceiver and Jake's Facebook for anything new